I've seen the pavement, like I've seen the work, and I say that to say like we as players deserve.
Asterisk, asterisk, the drama surrounding Caitlin. Clark's injury couldn't have come at a worse time for the Indiana Fever. Asterisk, asterisk, with playoff pressure mounting. National attention burning like wildfire, and 2 straight losses behind them, the team returned to Gainbridge Fieldhouse on July 24th was something to prove on without their superstar on the court. What followed wasn't just a bounce-back win, it was a revelation. And not just for Indiana fans. For the entire WNBA, you could feel the tension even before tip-off. The Fever's season stood on a knife's edge. With Caitlin Clark sidelined due to a groin injury, doubters were circling like vultures. Sports analysts were ready to write off Indiana's playoff chances, framing the team as a one-player phenomenon whose bubble had just popped. Social media echoed that narrative with ruthless clarity. The Fever were toast without Clark, they said. And the Las Vegas Aces, defending champs, led by the formidable A'ja Wilson.
AB, like, fantastic. As she keeps getting older, it's the fact that she can expand past the three-point line. Now
Came into the game ready to drive that point home with brutal efficiency. But inside that locker room, the story wasn't surrender, it was defiance. Coach Stephanie White knew that the team's identity was on the line. No Clark meant no built-in bailout, no dazzling passes or deep logo threes to shift momentum. But it also meant opportunity for someone else to rise. The question was, who would enter Kelsey Mitchell? Her season had been a frustrating roller coaster. Critics tore into her inconsistency, big scoring nights followed by inexplicable slumps. And early in this matchup, that same erratic rhythm reappeared. Shot after shot clanged off the rim. The Fever offense was sputtering. The crowd grew uneasy.
Leader in our locker room, and she's the constant voice, and she has that great balance of when things.
Without Clark orchestrating the floor, Mitchell looked stranded, like a soloist playing without a band. Through 3 quarters, she was a brutal 4-4-19. From the field, you could see it in her face. Tension, disappointment. It's a creeping weight of letting a game slip away. But then something changed. Coach White, showing the kind of leadership that doesn't always get enough credit, pulled Mitchell aside. Her message was simple, direct. Let it fly. No panic, no overcoaching, just belief. And that belief became the match that lit the fire. In the 4th quarter, Kelsey Mitchell transformed. 9 points. 4-4-5 shooting, assists, drives, jumpers, pull-up threes. She didn't just return to form, she elevated. Her shot selection was sharper, her confidence louder, her rhythm unstoppable. Every basket felt like a gut punch to the Aces' fading hopes. The version of Mitchell that fans had been begging to see all season finally took the stage when the lights were brightest.
I think in game 1 you saw everybody kind of looking for the next person to do something and reacting to.
And it mattered, because it meant the Fever weren't just surviving, they were thriving without their star. But Mitchell wasn't alone in her ascension, not even close. Sophie Cunningham, once viewed as a role player on the fringe of elite status, has been on an absolute tear through July. And against Las Vegas, she didn't cool down, she erupted. 15 points, including 3-4-4 from deep, punctuated by perfectly timed daggers that snuffed out any Vegas momentum before it could build. It wasn't just that she hit shots, it was when she hit them. Every time the Aces seemed ready to mount a run, Cunningham was there, calm as ice, torching the net. Her hot streak is becoming impossible to ignore. Over her last 6 games, she's averaging nearly 14 points and 3 3-pointers per contest shooting.
Look, Kelsey Mitchell, I don't want to get crazy. Get your people in check.
A ridiculous 58% from beyond the arc. That's not a spark. That's a wildfire. Cunningham's impact goes beyond numbers, Coach White praised. Her energy, her versatility, and her rebounding. She isn't just a shooter, she's become a secondary ball handler, a defensive asset, and a tone setter. Her elevation into the starting lineup was less a tactical shift and more a strategic awakening. And if she continues at this pace, the sixth player of the year conversation might be over before it even begins. Right now, she's not just one of the league's most efficient scorers, she's becoming one of its most feared. And when a team gets performances like that from Mitchell and Cunningham on the same night, suddenly they're not just surviving the absence of Caitlin Clark, they're redefining themselves entirely. Still, the game hung in the balance in its final minutes. Despite Indiana's best efforts, the Aces weren't going away quietly. Down 5 with just over 30 seconds to go, Las Vegas had a sliver of hope. Stop the Fever, hit a 3, and it's a one-possession game. One mistake could have turned. A statement went into a gut-wrenching collapse, and that's when Ari McDonald stepped forward. She hadn't taken a single shot in the fourth quarter.
Clark's delusional fans stay mad and call me all the names in the book, but we all saw, including y'all.
But with the season series tiebreaker hanging in the balance and Asia Wilson looming across the court, Donald caught the ball at the top of the arc and didn't hesitate for a second. One quick step back, one fearless launch, nothing but net it. Was the kind of shot that doesn't just seal a game, it rewrites a narrative. The crowd exploded, teammates roared. Even Clark, on the bench in street clothes, leaped to her feet in celebration. In that moment, the message was clear. This team had weapons, real ones, and they weren't afraid to use them. McDonald finished with a perfect 3-4-3 from deep, 9 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Quiet on the stat sheet, but thunderous when it mattered most. Her dagger 3 extended Indiana's lead to 8 and crushed any last-minute dreams of a Vegas comeback, of course. None of this would have been possible without the foundation laid by Natasha Howard. 18 points, 13 rebounds, and defensive presence that anchored everything. Howard doesn't always get the same spotlight as her younger teammates, but her work on both ends of the court kept the Fever stable when the game threatened to slip away. She was everywhere, cleaning the glass, jumping passing lanes, finishing in traffic. Her post-game words rang with conviction. Our defense gets our offense going. And in a game where every possession felt like a battle, that defense made all the difference. When the final buzzer sounded, the Fever had done more than win. They had delivered a warning shot to the rest of the league. This wasn't a team clinging to the reputation of its injured superstar.
Unrivaled League needs Caitlin Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive.
This was a team building its identity. Grit, versatility, and rising confidence were on full display. Now they hold a 2-1 advantage in the season series against the Aces. Tiebreaker that could prove invaluable when playoff seeds are sorted. Make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is still the heartbeat of this franchise. But what Indiana proved on July 24th is that they're not just Clark's team. They're Mitchell's team, Cunningham's team, Howard's team, McDonald's team. They are a team in the truest sense, dangerous, balanced, and battle-tested. When Clark returns, she's rejoining a roster that just beat the defending champs without her. That's not just impressive, it's ominous for the rest of the WNBA. So the next time someone tells you the Fever are a one-player show, point them to this game. Point them to this win. Point them to Sophie Cunningham raining down threes, to Kelsey Mitchell silencing critics, to Ari McDonald draining the coldest shot of the season. Because what happened in Indianapolis wasn't an accident. It was a preview. The Indiana Fever are coming, and they're bringing heat. Asterisk, comment, Red Hot Sophie, if you're fired up about what's happening in Indiana. Is this the most complete? The Fever have looked all year. Can they make a serious run even before Clark returns? Let us know below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next big moment from this rising team. Asterisk.